What's up, guys and girls? Here we have an analysis video. I love diving deep into God of War characters. My favorite analysis on this channel is why Kratos' name was changed on the wall. But for today's video, I want to focus on both Kratos and Thor. Before we get into that though, here is some of the answers that were correct in the previous video. I'm surprised so many of you knew the answer. Thank you for commenting if you got it right or wrong. The trivia question for this video is, what was the name of the god that was thrown into a fire that started the Aesir and Vanir War? Type your answers now. If you get it right, you have a chance to be in tomorrow's video. Good luck. I want to start this video off by saying almost all of the relationships and characters we see in God of War 2018 all represent Kratos in some way. Everything is constantly reminding him of who he used to be, and the writers use this intentionally. Let's start with Freya. Freya has a similar origin to Kratos. God of War 2018's director Cory Barlog confirmed this in an interview. Freya led the Vanir people into war, while Kratos led the Spartans. She would eventually be forced to marry Odin and join the Aesir to stop the war, while Kratos joined the Olympians as a slave so he can get rid of his memories. She would eventually earn her Valkyrie wings and become the Valkyries' leader, and eventually Kratos would become the God of War and be given the power of a god. In God of War 2018, on the top of the mountain, Kratos wonders why she's helping us, and she responds that she feels somewhat similar to Kratos. Here is that conversation.
The Black Breath is a corruption of magic even I can't dispel. Only the pure light of Alfheim is strong enough to break through. But that road is long. What does this goal mean to you?
It's everything.
Follow me.
Why help us?
Maybe I see more of myself in you than I'm willing to admit. Maybe by helping you, I'll make up for a lifetime of mistakes. Or maybe I just like you.
Even though we shot your friend?
Even though you shot my friend, yes.
Freya is a reminder of Kratos' origins. The only good thing that came out of her marriage to Odin was Baldur. Baldur is a reminder of Kratos' revenge and the cycle of child fighting parent. Kratos' family line is built around this concept. Kronos killing the primordial chaos and taking power, Zeus defeating and imprisoning Kronos, taking power from the Titans, Zeus seek the death of Kratos, afraid Kratos would take the power of Olympus. Something Zeus says to Kratos in God of War 2, he says the cycle ends here, you will not be the ruler of Olympus, while he was stabbing Kratos. After going through Helheim and understanding Baldur and why he wants revenge, Kratos does the extremely rare thing and tries to connect with Baldur on a personal level to get him to stop what he's doing, as Kratos knows exactly how Baldur feels. Now this is extremely rare. The last time we saw Kratos connect with someone like this was in God of War 3, I believe, with Hephaestus. The blacksmith said to Kratos that he should understand how he feels because Kratos was also once a father, which made Kratos pause in that game, and after he destroyed Hephaestus, he traveled with Pandora, and Kratos actually complimented Hephaestus, saying he did what any father would do, protect his child. So Kratos becomes extremely personal like this when someone has a similar mindset to him, like Baldur. Baldur is a reminder of Kratos' vengefulness. Rock and Sindri fight throughout the story, however, towards the end, they forgave one another. This is a reminder of Kratos' two brothers, or better yet, the ones he acknowledges as brothers. First, Deimos, who he failed to save twice, and Hercules, who Kratos tried to reason with in God of War 3 twice in the same conversation just to try to get him to walk away. Kratos lost two of his brothers, even though Kratos did try to prevent their deaths. Most of the spirit quests in the game all remind Kratos of his past, especially the one like the boat captain's son stabbing his father in the back. But there's also Tyr, who is another god of war, and it was a way to show Kratos, even though his past experiences with gods have not been good, that there are good gods out here, that his experience does not define all gods. The developers went so far to connect Kratos to every single character with his past that they even managed to sneak a connection to Odin, as Mimir said that Odin and Kratos both think alike when it comes to fate. But what about Thor? Thor is Kratos' power and the destructive force that came from wielding such strength. Thor wiped out an entire race of giants. Kratos wiped out all of the gods. But they even managed to connect the fact that Thor actually missed some giants. But did you know that Kratos also missed some gods, like Artemis, who appeared in God of War 1, but she didn't die in God of War 3. There are still more Greek gods that are out there. Very few, but there are still some. Thor and Kratos' weapons are extremely powerful, and in the novel, it's quoted that Brock and Sindri made the Leviathan axe to be Mjolnir's equal. But it goes even deeper than that. I'ma say this once, but don't get mad at me. First, hear my reasoning. If you're a fan of Kratos because of his awesome power and the carnage that he does, then by default, you're a fan of Thor. Before you type an angry comment, let me prove it. Think of this in a different perspective. Thor killed the giants, and yes, sometimes he did it for fun, sometimes for shits and giggles, and sometimes because he was just drunk. But remember, the giants are destined to kill him, his father, his family, and all 9 realms. In Thor's mind, he was saving his world, getting revenge for something that was going to happen. He is the hero of his own story. Kratos was killed by the gods twice. Ares tricked him and caused him to kill his own family. They tortured Kratos, they made him a slave, and eventually Kratos would get his revenge in a very brutal way. Kratos did not destroy his enemies like very lightly or had mercy. He straight up destroyed them in a similar way that Thor destroyed a lot of giants for no real reason other than the fact that they would become a threat. But let's flip the narrative. Let's say Thor killed all the giants, prevented Ragnarok, his family, his friends, and his entire world is safe. Now, for whatever reason, he arrives in Greece, and he heard about a nightmarish monster who killed all of the gods and all of the titans of this world and clubbed his own father with his bare hands. Now, who is the evil one? They are the same. I'm sorry to tell you that. Thor is Kratos, and Kratos is Thor. For fuck's sake, they even wear the same damn coat we saw in the Ragnarok trailer. But that's my point. Everyone in the game has a connection to Kratos, remind Kratos of his past, or is very similar to him. But that's all I pretty much have to say about that. The answer to the trivia question is Freyr. Yes, Freya's brother. He was going to the Aesir to offer them a peace treaty, give them a gift, and they responded by throwing him in flames. Obviously angry, the Aesir and Vanir went to war with one another. Please hit that like button. These videos are very hard to do. I'm gonna be out of here. Thank you guys and girls for listening. Deuces.